Today we're going to be talking about the new Halo trailer that just dropped, some of the things that you probably missed during the trailer.
You. Humanity's best weapon. Master Chief, huh?
To start off, obviously Master Chief is humanity's best weapon. Duh. I mean, like, look at him. This chick is an idiot. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Hopefully I don't hate her as much as I think that I might.
The Master Chief was enhanced and trained for one purpose: to win this war. He and the other Spartans are our only effective weapons against the Covenant.
Something that she just said kind of threw me off, because she says that Master Chief was made for one purpose, and that's to win this war. But really, the Spartans were made to fight the insurrectionists, and then they were reused to fight the Covenant. So I'm wondering if they're just kind of like forgetting about the whole insurrectionist deal, just moving straight into alien fights, which, you got to do what you got to do.
He is lethal, upgradable, and most importantly, controllable.
Lethal, absolutely. Upgradable, sure, why not? Controllable, not really. I mean, soldiers never really are 100%, but we'll see how this goes. It seems to me like they're kind of hinting at the fact that Master Chief is going to be all deciding that he's better and more smart than his superiors. Master Chief has never been the type to be like, you know what, government and all of my superiors and the people that write my checks and the people who raised me, I don't want any of your shenanigans. I'm going to do exactly what I want to do. But them hinting, they're like, oh, and he's controllable. My thoughts is that's going to be one of the main overarching storylines of this first season.
Covenant forces appear to be excavating some kind of object. When I touched the object, I felt something. I felt different.
Now we're finally introduced to the actual main story arc or storyline of Halo, ancient technology from the Forerunner race, and their whole purpose was to fight off the Flood. I don't think that we're going to see the Flood in this entire first season. In fact, I'm predicting that we might get a glimpse of the Halo at the end of the first season, but I don't think we're going to be on it at all. It seems to me like they're going on this path of discovering what the Covenant is actually up to, but we're not going to see any of that. All we're going to see is we're going to have this MacGuffin, for lack of a better term. And MacGuffin is just an object that's important to the plot for some reason. Covenant's going to be hunting them for it, and that's going to be the whole first season, which I'm fine with. I'm cool with watching Master Chief crack some brute heads. That's cool and fine by me, as long as they do it right. We'll see.
What they did to us makes you numb.
So this whole Spartans being numb thing is kind of accurate, right? In all the Halo games, we know that Spartans were created as super soldiers. They had all this experimentation done on them. It was borderline torture to get all these upgrades so that they could handle these Spartan suits, right? These suits that they take into battle that have overshields, weigh a ton, and can protect them from basically free falling. That experimentation and pain caused them to be disconnected from humanity, right? They weren't raised by their mother. They were raised by the doctors that, for lack of a better word, like enhanced them, right? So I'm thinking that's going to be another little overarching storyline, is that Master Chief is going to get in touch with his feelings. It kind of makes me nervous because that's just not how Master Chief was in the games. Naturally, they're going to have to make some choices regarding storyline and plot and conversation and all those things, because he didn't talk a lot in the games, and that was kind of what made him cool. Is he's like, let's get down to business and make things happen. So I think that's going to be a little bit different for those of us who grew up playing Halo. We're going to be like, this isn't quite the Master Chief I remember.
And you just decided to help me. Why would a Spartan do that?
What does one do with a superhuman you're not sure you can trust?
Hello, Master Chief. I'm Cortana.
Few things I like about Cortana. They're using the same chick that voiced Cortana in Halo 2 and 3, which sounds good to me. Love it. Big fan. Thing I don't like about Cortana is she doesn't look like Cortana really at all. I mean, she's just like a person that's holographic with cool eyes. I mean, that's fine.
Master Chief recovered something.
Sacred ring. Halo.
Humans.
In the past, the Covenant was completely alien. There was no humans in it. Nobody even vaguely looked human, right? All of these aliens looked so strange and so vastly different from any humanoid that we even like can dream up. And I think they did a really good job in doing that in the games. This female antagonist lady makes me a little nervous. They don't introduce the Arbiter. They don't introduce any of the prophets. So looks like she's going to be the big baddie in this season, which kind of lame, but I'll take what I can get.
Surrender to the Covenant.
These worms that mystery female antagonist girl has, you might think, oh, I've never seen those in any of the Halo games. Think again. My theory is that these are actually the worms that are found inside of the Hunters, those big, massive, kind of boss-type enemies that we had in the original Halos. They're using them in a little different light here to kind of get a little bit of a shock factor and maybe educate a few of us Halo fans that haven't seen anything like that.
Cortana, I'm gonna need you now. Find the Halo. Win the war.
Final prediction time. Just a few quick things. Number one is I don't think we're actually going to be on or see a Halo during this season. Maybe we'll see it in the last few episodes. But that last scene where he says, "Find the Halo, win the war," I think that's going to be towards the end of it, where he's like realizing what they have to do. And we're going to have this kind of battle where he's trying to get to it or trying to beat the Covenant to it. Whatever it is, I think that's going to be kind of that big epic battle at the end. I have hope for this show. I'm a little worried. I have a few concerns, but I have hope for it. I hope that you guys gleaned something from this video. Hopefully I showed you something that maybe caught you off guard or caught you by surprise. If not, tell me in the comments. Let me know what you saw in the video that maybe you got excited for, something that kind of set your, threw some red flags up, whatever it may be. Let us know in the comments. This is the Cyberspace. Well, thank you for joining us, and please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.